Chad, for several years you were on a leading position at Twilio. Company has demonstrated outstanding growth in the past 5 years. I'm really keen to hear your opinion. What do you think is the most notable Twilio's success factors?
Yeah, I mean, I have, as you know, been very privileged, I think, to be part of a couple big tech success stories. I'd like to think I had some hand in that versus just randomness. And I will also call out, I have not been at Twilio for a few years now, so I assume they're a little bit different than when I left. But, if I look at what was core to the company then that made them successful when I was with them, my guess is very little of that has actually changed. And, I think what attracted me to Twilio and what's driven their success is a lot of what attracted me to PagerDuty ultimately was it started with a very strong central vision for the product. What is the problem we're trying to solve? And it was really about solving actual day-to-day challenges. It was not software that was there to be, convenient or cute or maybe slightly helpful. Communication really was core to the vision that Jeff Lawson set out. He knew the problem he was trying to solve, he and the co-founders, and ultimately the platform they tried to build. And there was always this laser focus on helping customers reinvent communication, which is critical to every company, and really democratizing that. I think Jeff looked at the communications industry and said, hey, there's a ton of solutions out there, but they're all their own black box. They're sort of cordoned off. They tell you that there's one way to do things and that's it. And if you wanted to build custom communications the way that you wanted, there really weren't a lot of opportunities out there. And so just the notion of, starting with a use case and saying, hey, we don't need to make this another black box. We're actually going to make it extremely transparent. And we're going to give developers the direct access that they need to do whatever they want in a particular area. That was super powerful. And again, I think whatever else may have changed with the company over time since I've been there, I'd be willing to bet that laser focus on looking at real world problems and customers, focused on communications and finding ways to expose that and make it easier for anyone, quite frankly, even non-developers, to access that power. I'd be willing to bet that is still core to what they're doing, and that's going to continue to drive their success.
Well, we all know that digital operation management space is a very high growth and competitive industry. So how does PagerDuty maintain its competitive edge to remain a leader in operation management?
Yeah, I mean, I think our approach there is, probably somewhat similar to Twilio's in that it goes back to starting with, what is that real world problem you're trying to solve? And how do you really connect with your customers to make that experience better? And so, yeah, digital operations, there are a ton of solutions out there. It's a very, still nascent space with a lot of opportunity for growth. And our focus at PagerDuty is really been, again, connecting with our, customers to understand what their pain points are and making sure that our product engineering teams are continually adding features, functionality, improvements to the platform in a way that addresses those needs, but hopefully also retains a level of flexibility and agility, because again, at the end of the day, there's no one way to do things. And while we may have a notion at PagerDuty of some best practices or guides for generally how to operate something, the term best in best practices is highly contextual. And to be successful in this space and to continue to adapt in an industry that's still very much growing and evolving, you need to retain that agility and that flexibility, because the way that a problem is solved today may be different than how you want to solve it tomorrow. And you don't want to architect your platform or your solution so specifically that it can only meet that one need. And we really look at PagerDuty as that sort of digital nervous system for customers as they expand their digital operations and the tools and the technologies in their company. We want to make sure that we can continue to evolve and grow to expand it as that footprint changes. And through that lens, it also becomes that it's not so much just about our platform and PagerDuty itself, but it's really how we integrate with and play a part in that broader ecosystem of tools and solutions. Most companies today probably have, tens, if not hundreds of SaaS solutions. And so, our goal, and again, part of our focus is really how do we continue to simplify that complexity and that sprawl and allow our customers to stay laser focused on finding the signals in their environments that need action immediately and connecting the right people, the right teams to those problems to get them solved. And we can't do that successfully if we're not looking at that entire ecosystem and understanding how all of those pieces are part of that journey for our customers.